I welcome you all for the third part of the fifth unit. Already we have seen AM transmitter and FM transmitter. Now we are going to be discuss about receiver part. In this slide we are viewing the receiver block diagram. In the early days of what is now known as early radio transmission, say 100 years ago, signals were generated by various means but only up to LF region. LF nothing but low frequency region. Communication was by the way of Morse code, much in the form of short transmission. Short transmission denoted a dot. That is, a longer transmission was dash, did and dash. This was only the radio transmission until 1920s and only of use of the military, commercial telegraph companies and amateur experimenters. Those players only exist those times. Then it was discovered that if an amplitude could be controlled and varied by much lower frequency, such as audio frequency, then real intelligence could convey this. Example, speech and music can be transmitted through the radio. This process could be easily reversed by simple means at receiving end by using diode detectors. This is called modulation. Obviously, in this case, amplitude modulation. That technique named as AM later days. This discovery spawned whole new industries and revolutionized the world communications. Industry grew up manufacturing radio parts, receiver manufacturers, radio stations, new news agencies, recording industries evolved. This is the process of evolution of radio communication. Now we will discuss about disadvantages of the AM radio. Firstly, because of modulation process we generate at least 2 copies of intelligence plus the carrier. The example, consider a local radio station transmitting 900 kilohertz. This frequency will be very stable and held to a tight tolerance. To suit our decision and keep it as simple as possible, we will have transmitted modulated by 1000 Hz or 1 kilohertz tone. At receiving end, 3 frequency will be available: 900 kilohertz, 901 kilohertz and 899 kilohertz. The original 900 kilohertz, that is the carrier signal, plus and minus the modulating frequency, which is called sidebands. For very simple receivers such as cheap transmitter radio, we only require the original plus either one of the sidebands, the other is the total waste. For sophisticated receivers, one sideband can be eliminated. The net effect is AM radio station are spaced 10 kilohertz apart. That is 9 kilohertz in Australia. 530 kilohertz, 540 kilohertz, 550 kilohertz. This spacing could be reduced nearly twice as many stations accommodated. Unfortunately, the increased cost of receiver complexity forbids this, but it certainly is feasible. That's all about radio transmitter. Once again, I am going to be summarize in this session what we have been discussed. The radio receiver part. Here we are understanding low frequency region can be transmitted through this. At the same time, with the complexity of the design. Secondly, the main thing is sidebands. The sidebands concepts also we have seen in this part. Okay, let me move to the next topic. As per our syllabus, we have seen in signals part, we have seen AM signal and FM signal, modulation and demodulation, principle of amplitude and frequency modulation. Now we are discussing communication system. In that sequence, we have seen radio communication systems. The radio, that's all about radio communication system. Let me move to the television. Up till we have seen about radio, that is audio transmission we have been seen. Now we are going to be discussing about television transmitter. In this block diagram we are viewing the television transmitter. Here camera, video amplifier, synchronization and scan, video signal multiplier and combining networks, transmitting tower. At the same time, parallelly we are doing audio signal processing. Audio amplifier, audio signal into multiplier, that is given to the combining the network. That nothing but it is combining the video and audio signal. This is the process of the television transmitter. Next, elaborately I will explain about this block diagram. Television is the one of the most popular invention in this past 5 decades. The basic television broadcast transmitter block diagram we are discussing in this slide. It can be broadly divided into 2 separate sections. Okay, one that generate an electronic signal, that is video signal, corresponding to the actual picture, and then use this video signal to modulate an RF carrier so as to be applied to the transmitting antenna for transmission. Other that generate an electronic signal containing sound information, then uses this signal modulates another RF carrier and then applied to the transmission antenna for this transmission. Again I am repeating one particular point. Normally in communication system we are having 2 major signal. One is carrier signal, another one is modulating signal. Modulating signal is the message signal that can be audio or video or any message which we have to transmit. We are transmitting that signal through the carrier signal. That is the general process of communication systems. Okay. However, only one antenna is used for transmission for video as well as audio signals. Thus, these modulated signals have to be combined together in some appropriate network. In addition, there are other accessories also. For instance, video as well as audio signals have to amplified, that is the first step, to the desired degree before they modulated their respective RF carriers. This function is performed by video and audio amplifiers, the block picture, signal transmitter and audio signal transmitter shown in figure may consist of modulators as the essential component. Video signal transmitter employs an AM transmitters as amplitude modulation is used for video signals, whereas audio signal transmitter employ FM modulator as frequency modulation is used for sound information. Scanning circuits are used to make the electron beam scan the actual picture to produce corresponding video signal. The scanning by electron beam is in the receiver too. Actually, then the beam scans the picture tube to reproduce the original picture from the video signal, and this scanning at the receiver must be matched properly the scanning at the transmitter. It is for this reason that synchronizing circuits are used at the transmitter as well as receiver. Let us take a look about TV transmitter. Look at this block diagram. In this block diagram we are viewing master oscillator is there, multiplier, modulator, filter, final RF amplifier. This is the for one track. Another one track is audio amplification and reactance modulator, multiplier, RF signal, and final RF amplifier. This combined and given to the antenna. This is the receiver end. Okay. Okay. This block diagram referring the receiver. Receiver end begins with the antenna and RF tuner, common IF amplifier, video detector that given to it is split into the two waves, and one is processing for audio, another one is processing for video. This is the block diagram of TV receiver. Okay. This depicts the complete block diagram of a television broadcast transmitter we have seen. The importance of the transmitter block have already been discussed individually in the preceding sections. That makes understanding of the diagram shown here much more simple. A brief explanation is given ahead. The block diagram can be broadly divided into two sections: the amplitude modulated transmitter and the frequency modulated transmitter. Former is used for video modulation, whereas later is used for audio modulation. Master oscillator in both generates an RF carrier frequency. Generally, a master oscillator generates a sub-multiple of carrier and then drives harmonic generators, that is frequency multipliers. These things are there in the transmitter end. In actual practice, whose output tuned circuit is tuned to some harmonic of the input signal. Master oscillator and harmonic generator are created or isolated by a buffer stage to AV214J of the harmonic generator on oscillator output. The carrier is then fed to an amplitude modulator in video transmitter and a frequency modulator in an audio transmitter introduced a modulate. This modulating signal is also fed in the proper amplitude. Since low-level modulation is employed, the modulating signal is amplified by linear amplifiers up to the desired degree required for transmission. Video and audio signals on separate carriers are then combined together so as to feed to the transmission antenna signal. Now we are coming to this block diagram. In this block diagram we are viewing television receiver. A receiver, that is radio receiver, designed to amplify and convert the video and audio the radio frequency signal of a television broadcast that have been picked up by the television antenna. The receiver reproduces the visual image broadcast, and the accompanying sound television receiver are designed for color and black and white operation. Two operations, one is color, another one is black and white. Both non-portable and portable models are produced. Those manufactured in the USSR capable receiver signals from the television station transmitting in specifically assigned portion of the very high frequency. The range of the very high frequency is 48.5 to 100 MHz and 1742 to 230 MHz. It has 12 channels. That is the main thing. And the frequency is ultra high frequency. Band is 470 to 638 MHz. Several 10 channels are there in the ultra high frequency. And now we are discussing two frequencies. Very high frequency, another one is ultra high frequency. In the very high frequency, 12 channel. Ultra high frequency, several 10 channels. These are the channels and the channel capacity of the television signals. Okay, now television receivers must simultaneously amplify and convert video and audio radio frequency signals. They are must usually designed with super heterodyne circuits, and versions differ in the frequency methods used to extract and amplify the audio signals. The principal components of the television receiver we are viewing in this. First, tuner. Tuner selects the signal of the desired channel and it converts them to a lower frequency within the intermediate frequency pass band. One is the signal processing circuit include intermediate frequency amplifier for the video signal, an amplitude detector, a video amplifier for brightness signal, and in color receivers a color processing circuit for the chrominance signal. The processing circuit produces a brightness signal and a color difference signal, which are fed into the control electrodes of the kinescope, and an audio signal which is fed into the audio channel, and horizontal and vertical synchronization pulses that which are fed to the scanning generator. In the color television used in the USSR, the color processing circuit, the chrominance signal consists of a bandpass amplifier in which chrominance signal extracted channel for the delayed signals, an electronic switch device, two frequency detectors for color difference signal, a matrix circuit, and amplifiers for three color difference signals. The color processing circuit has provisions for extraction and coding chrominance signal for line selection, as well as chrominance disconnect circuits that operate when black and white transmission are received. The scanning generator included the horizontal and vertical scanning circuits that produce sawtooth. Already we have seen variety of signals, square signal, sawtooth signal, and sine wave that are we have seen. Here sawtooth current in the horizontal and vertical scanning coils of the deflection system. The high voltage for feeding the second anode of the kinescope is derived for a special high voltage winding of the line transformer, or by rectifying pulses from the transmitter, the voltage for the focusing electrode is similar derived. The scope interface include the static and dynamic white balance control, switches for extinguishing electron guns. Regulators are focusing the beam, demagnetizing the circuits for a color kinescope, creates a damped alternating current in the demagnetizing lobe that circles of the kinescope screen. Okay, the current demagnetizes the shadow mask and tube rim, which are made of steel. The audio section consists of an amplifier for the difference frequency, which in the USSR is 6.5 MHz, a frequency detector for the audio signal, and a low frequency amplifier from which the audio signal is fed to a high quality aquasteel system, usually composed of several loudspeakers. The power supply section converts main voltage into the supply voltage for all components of the television set, including the kinescope and vacuum tube heaters. Okay, that is another name of the tube is picture tube. This is the process involved in the television receiver. Up till we have seen the television receiver and television transmitter. That's all about the television. Next class we are going to be discuss about microwave communication. That is, again I am summarizing. In this session we have seen TV receiver and TV transmitter. That's all about in this session. As per our syllabus, we have seen the TV. Next topic is microwave. Thank you.